Welcome into the Week 7 edition of Panther Pride. Chad Barnett alongside head coach of the Wellborn Panthers, Jeff Smith. Coach, coming off a big win again last week over Westbrook Christian. Guys flew around, looked pretty good again Friday night.
And I tell you what, Westbrook really came out there with a good game plan and got after us right off the bat. And the thing that I was really proud of is our players really responded to that right there and did what we needed to do to get the win. And we were also able to play everybody we had on the squad, and that was a real good night.
You didn't see the, gargantuan numbers by Kevin Mixon. It seemed like more of a team effort. A lot of guys pitched in there.
Right. It was. Well, I mean, their game plan was to try to eliminate our tailback, and they did to a certain point right there. But, we have other people too, and we were able to get the ball to them and score some points and, really played well in a lot of different areas.
Talk about taking the team on the road. I know we haven't really discussed that this year. Taking a team on the road as opposed to being home. When you guys go to the road last weekend, what kind of different things do you plan for, do you look for in a game like that?
Well, one, you don't have the time factor, at home as far as, everything's a little more rushed. We had to actually get on the buses at 4 o'clock and head over to Rainbow City. And then you have to get over there to the opposing team and deal with the opposing dressing room facilities and, try to get yourself acclimated with keeping the same routine as possible. And, I think our kids did a good job handling that.
Well, apparently so. I definitely look by the scoreboard. Coach, as far as the game is concerned, anything that maybe Westbrook threw at you, maybe you didn't expect, you guys looked to handle pretty much everything he threw your way?
No, really. We expected what we got. One thing they did, they really sold out to the run completely right there and left the secondary open, so we was able to hit some passes on them. As far as when they were on offense, we expected reverses and double passes and some trick plays and that's exactly what we got. Coach Osborne's been over at Westbrook for a long time. And he's really built that program up. The facilities from when I was the head coach at Ohatchee and we used to go over there, it's really improved a lot. And Brody Kroll is now their offensive coordinator calling the plays, and they do a really good job. And they're going to fight for that last playoff spot in our region. I think it's going to come down between them and Weaver. The Westbrook and Weaver game, I think it's this week. I think the winner of that will be the 4th seed in the region.
So you guys pretty much have yourself in really good position for the playoff run. We know that. But I know we got a big game this Friday night coming up that is going to determine whether it's a road game or a home game, right?
Right. Well, it's like this. In region play, all the years that we've been in regions now, it takes 4 region wins to go to the playoffs. Right now, we're currently sitting at 3-1. Piedmont's at 3-1. Glencoe's at 4-0, and then the other 4 teams are either going to be 2-2 or 1-3 or 0-4. And so now it's all playing itself out. And we need one more region win to secure a playoff spot. Now that would either put us at 2, 3, or 4. But we've got to have that one more region win, and that's in the next 3 games are all region games.
Is the region pretty much shaping out like you would expected at the beginning of the year?
I don't know. I mean, we're still in the middle of it. There's still 3 more region games. And I've learned this through the years too. In football, unlike other sports, when contact is involved, anything can happen. If a team shows up at a place and they're not willing to get after it and be physical, generally they lose. I mean, from all the years that I've been involved in the game, usually the most physical team wins. And that's, so we still got 3 weeks to let it all play itself out. But would I expected Glencoe and Piedmont to have good teams this year? Absolutely, I did. I did expect that. Yep. Now the rest, us and the rest of the teams right there, we're going to see how all this shapes up.
Gotcha. Well, you got a big game coming up this Friday night against Piedmont. We'll check out that game next week, obviously on the show. Right. But right now, we'll be checking out Wellborn and Westbrook Christian highlights coming up after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Panther Pride right here on TV 24. Back inside the Panther Pride is Week 7 edition of the high school football season. Coach, it's Week 7 already. It seems like these just kind of roll on through, don't they?
Well, I've always compared football season as Christmas. I mean, we love it. And it's like we work all year long to get to football season. When it gets here, boom, it's over. And I wish we could pull it back and slow it down a little bit because time just flies from us.
Well, we can relive Friday night right now. We'll check out the highlights of the game against Westbrook Christian, starting out as you guys are on the road once again, Coach, and guys look fired up and ready to go.
They do, and I like seeing them come in the field like that. You can see they all really ready to go and going through there. And the opening kickoff, Westbrook kicks off to us. Okay, we get back there, and the ball's kicked out of bounds, and I think we get the ball on the 35 to start with.
Are they trying to keep it away from your returners?
Yes. First play right there. First play we got stuffed. The next play we hit a pass right here, and again they were slacking in the secondary, and we were able to get the ball down to about the 11-yard line.
Just did step out of bounds, so you got more chance to run 28.
Well, that's right. And then once you get inside the 10-yard line, then everything kind of settles back down. Then you kind of know what you're going to expect when you get down there, because there's only so many things you can do on the goal line.
Coach, and once again this week, almost perfect on PATs, correct?
We were perfect on PATs. We went 7 for 7 right there with Jordan Montgomery, and he got our special teams award this week. Here you see Westbrook right here. That they've always been very good on offense, and they completed a pass right there. And we missed the tackle, but right there that was Corey Tina, the backside defensive end that ran the play down. So we was proud of seeing the effort there. They're moving the ball down the field. They've always. For as long as I've known Coach Osborne over there, they've always been good offensively. And here they run a reverse. We were able to get some guys to stay at home and make the tackle. Here they come out, just a sprint out play and cut back here, and got some yards. And they drive down here and they end up kicking a field goal. And now the game is 7-3. And so
good kick that would have been.
Oh yeah, very good kick. And they've always been a very good offensive football team. Here we ran a sweep here and I think we made about 5 yards on the play. And
good blocking downfield.
It is. And here we were able to hit Corey, and again, what a weapon he has become right there for us. He plays tight end, wide receiver, and defensive end. And here comes DJ right here on one of our trap plays. And DJ's just tough, but he's got a hold on the football there at the end right there. We'll address that Monday when I see him.
Right down there at the goal line, but you guys do recover.
Right, and the quarterback sneaking in right there, and Landon gets a snake here, and had good blocking up front with our offensive line. And again, Jordan kicks a good extra point, and we're up 14-3. Then here, they're trying to run the sweep here, and we were able to sniff that out, and we were able to get the ball back from them. I think they had a turnover, and then we got the ball, and so again, they sold totally out to the run, and we were able to hit some good passes on them right there. And here's Jordan Montgomery catching a good ball here and scoring, making score 20-3, and then kicking an extra point here, making it 21-3.
So you guys, after the field goal, you've put on 2 scores really to kind of answer back.
Oh, yeah, and then right here defense. Was a big play here. The ball was thrown and it hit the guy's helmet, and Corey was able to intercept it and carry it in right there. And
couldn't tell by the highlights, so we wanted to look at it again.
Bounced off right there. He caught it, and there he goes. And Corey's got good speed. If he gets out in the open field right there, you're not going to catch him. He's got a lot of good speed to him.
Huge play there.
Yes, very big. So we're 28-3 in the first quarter, and we kick off and getting downfield right here. I think we have a pretty good tackle on this, if I'm not mistaken. Right here, Tamonte. Yes, there's Dalton Eltz makes a good tackle on the kickoff.
You keep him shy of the 20, which is awesome, and then another fumble.
Then we had a ball get knocked loose right there, and I think Jordan was able to get on top of that. And Jordan Montgomery had a very good ball game. And then here's Kevin here on a blast play that we have, and then of course get a quarterback sneak here for a first down. Again with a blast play, and ended up scoring, making it 35-3. Again, they try a little pump and go here, and we get an interception, and right here we got Landon pulling on him, and they're pulling on him, and we're about to pull.
He wants to pick him up and run with him.
That's right. We're about to pull Tamonte in half right there, and DJ up the middle again does a good job, and here we go again with him right there, and running the ball hard.
He's definitely got some shiftiness as he's gotten older.
He's so tough. I mean, DJ Rowe, one of them. He's one of these kids right there. He's kind of like a piece of iron. You can just hit on him right there, just can't hurt him. And then here Kevin has a good run here, and we're scoring. And kick the extra point, make it 42-3, and this is right before the half right there. They faked a punt, and we go in halftime 42-3.
I thought that was huge because he looked like he was running in open space. You guys hustled back, made that stop, and kept him off the scoreboard right there before
We
half.
worked on every fake punt you could think of this past week, and we went out there and they ran one that we hadn't seen. So, I mean, we thought we came up with every kind of fake punt and fake field goal and reverse that we could come up with, and then they came up with a little something else.
42-3 at half. Most people would think, well, this game's pretty much in hand, it's over with. But you were still a little concerned about the outcome at halftime, right?
Well, I know this. When we were at Ohatchee and we played Westbrook Christian, we played them in 2000, 2001, and 2002. You know, all our games was like 44-38. 42-32. It was always high-scoring games. And they are real good about not quitting. And coming back and being able to throw the ball down the field. And the thing is, with them this year, they had a really good quarterback up in the game too, and he got injured against Ohatchee. And so the next week when they played Glencoe, they tried another kid at it, and he didn't work out. So they took number 15, who had been their quarterback the year before, and moved him back from running back to quarterback. And they've settled down and they're playing well. And, you know, even though that score was 42-3 and we made some big plays and had some turnovers right there, they're not a bad football team. And in the second half, you know, they responded and got a couple of scores on us right there, but we were able to, you know, basically run the clock down right there. And when we were able to play everybody and, you know, come out of there with a win.
Got some clean white shirts in the game
Yes.
at the end once again.
Yep.
We'll check out the highlights of the second half when we come back. Stay with us. Back inside Panther Pride, the Week 7 edition of the show. Big win over Westbrook Christian last week. Coach, you said they came in with the object of stopping the run game. Landon McChristy did a great job of making some plays downfield when they did try to stop that run game. We've seen that a few times this year. He's really done well throwing the ball.
Oh, Landon's got a tremendous arm. I mean, he can get the ball down the field. I mean, he's got great arm strength. You know, this is his second year being our starting quarterback. He's learned a lot through the couple of years and being able to see, you know, the open receiver and find the open receiver. And, you know, if you gang up on a run now, he can definitely hurt you. I mean, because he's got a good, strong arm, and he can throw the ball down the field.
Jordan Montgomery would love nothing more for them to shut down the run that way.
Well,
Jordan, leave him wide open.
That's right. Jordan, Corey, you know, DJ, Kevin, all our skill players can catch the football and do something after they do catch it. So, you know, Landon's ability to throw has really helped us out a lot. It sure has.
So it's a big reason why you guys are up 42-3. We'll now check out the second half highlights, see how you guys responded out of the break. As you mentioned, a little concerned about Westbrook's offense, and they did make some big plays.
They did.
They did.
And coming when you're ahead, you know, when we got a good sack there, Tyler Lewis. I can't say enough about Tyler Lewis. Tyler Lewis was a defensive back up until last spring, and we moved him to a nose guard. He's really took off at it here. They ran what we call a divide pass right there and got it down the middle of the field here, and Kevin ran him down. And then they got on in here and basically divided us again and got the ball down the middle of the field. We hadn't seen that out of them, but I'm glad we did, so now we can work on that for the rest of the year. That was Jordan on our double handoff and did a good job. And here comes Kevin again and running hard, you can see.
Like Jordan's ball security when he runs, he's got it nice and high.
Great, great. Here comes Landon on the keeper coming around the edge here. Here we had a bad snap, but we was able to handle it right there, and we ended up punting the football right here, and Chandler had a tremendous punt. We punted them down to the 2-yard line. And it's good to be able to get that stuff in too, you know. Here they ran a quarterback draw, and we were able to sniff it out right here and stop it for a minimum gain. Here they go to punt. And they go to punt right here, and we have a good punt return. Here I think we ended up having a block in the back somewhere in it right there, and had it called back a little bit, yes.
Late flag,
right.
might I add.
And then here we come in here and we keep the ball on the ground right here, and we're just basically trying to eat some clock and, you know, and get the game over with. And we drive down, and, you know, like I said, just kind of keep the ball on the ground right here and start trying to keep that clock moving. And you see Jordan running hard, and Kevin was running hard to play before that. Here, we ended up quarterback sneaking it in here and getting the game. Again, we were perfect, 7 for 7 for extra points and up 49 to 9. And then Corey gets a big sack right here. That's a big, strong quarterback right there. Got to get Corey on the weight room a little bit more this week.
Got the Corey Tigner backpack.
That's it. And then now we've got our second team in right here, and the quarterback was able to scramble and get on out there and get a score in. But once we put them young guys in, we're going to leave them in. We're not just going to pull them out because they got scored on or anything like that. And here they come on offense. Here's Pat Harris, is a 9th grader. It's going to be a really good tailback for us. Here, Jamarian Curry, who plays defensive end for us right there, was able to get a few snaps in at fullback.
That's the freshman you had to play on
That's
defense,
right.
correct?
Yeah. Right, and he's really stepped up a lot. Here comes Austin McQueen, our B-team quarterback, gets it down to about the 7-yard line, and that's the way the score ends right there, 49-16.
So your young guys almost got it back into the end zone to put you over the 50 mark, but time does run out. But always good to see them clean white jerseys get out there on a Friday night.
Yes, and that's been a good thing this year. We were able to, let's see here, right now we're 4-2. And 3 of our 4 wins right there, we've been able to play our young guys in it right there. And nothing beats game experience. Nothing beats Friday night game experience either. So that's 3 of our 6 games that they've been able to play in.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, it's more level of excitement throughout the entire team, because it's not just the varsity guys that are going to play.
Right.
The B team guys come out there excited because they know there's a good chance they're going to get into the game.
Absolutely, and again, nothing beats experience on Friday night. We play on Monday nights. The B team, we play on Monday night. Our junior high plays, at 5:30, and the B team plays after it. But when you're able to get out there on Friday night under the lights with a crowd, it just makes all the difference in the world.
Well, another win for you guys, Coach, and now you move into Piedmont. Big week.
Each week.
It's going to be at home. We're going to talk about that game in a little bit more of entirety than we do maybe some other ones here when we come back from break. We'll talk about the big game coming up on the Hill this Friday night. Stay with us. We'll be back. Week 7 edition of Panther Pride. The host, Chad Barnett, alongside head coach of the Wellborn Panthers, Jeff Smith. Big win last weekend, 49-16 over Westbrook Christian. Now you got to set your sights to Piedmont coming up this Friday night. I know you've already been looking at them a little bit on film. Just kind of tell me a little bit about what you see, Coach.
Well, the big thing with Piedmont is Coach Steve Smith does a good job, and his staff does a good job, and they've got a very good program. And I would say this, for the last 10 years, in Class A through 4A, who has had a better program than Piedmont has in the last 10 years? I mean, they won the state championship in 2009, but along the way, they've won a lot of big games and had a lot of wins, and they do an outstanding job over there. And we're excited about competing against them. We played them in 2009 and haven't played them since, and now we're going to get to play them again, and it's an exciting time. And we want all our community, our school, our alumni, our former players all come back and be there, rooting on the Panthers right there, and see us go out there and compete against them.
Let me ask you something. With a team like you mentioned, over the last 10 years, there's not been really anybody. They're kind of the gold standard in Calhoun County right now with the way they've got everything rolling. Any kind of intimidation when they get off the bus? And I'm not saying your players be intimidated. I'm just saying the colors, the name, the jerseys. Does that carry a lot of weight onto the field? Like, do the players see that?
Well, I think that they get a lot of respect for what they have done. I sure do. I will say this right here at Wellborn, we have a lot of tradition ourselves.
Sure.
And we've had a lot of winning, and we expect our players not to be intimidated by nobody and go out there and play as hard as they possibly can and get after it. But now, do we respect our opponent? Absolutely. Will we respect Piedmont? Absolutely. They've done enough to earn that respect. Sure have.
Them coming to the Hill just kind of makes me wonder. I mean, when's the last time you guys have had a game of this magnitude when it's going to be a county rival? Everything like this is on the line, and it's at home. Can you think of a last time a game like this?
Well, it's been a while. I will say that because in region play, especially a couple of previous years, man, we've just been the road warriors. We've played all over this state. If you looked at the last 6 years, we have played from all the way from Opp, Alabama, all the way up to Red Bay.
Good old Opp.
Yeah, we've been at 5. We went down there to Mulberry. We've been down to Beulah. So we've been to the Georgia line. We've been all the way to the Florida line. We've been up to the Tennessee line. We've really, the Georgia line, we have really played all over the state. And I tell you something, with us having to do that, though, I think we've represented our county and our school very, very good by doing that.
So we've got a big game coming up this Friday night at the Hill. What would you say to your fan base to get them out there? Or do you even have to say anything? They probably already know, and they're probably going to be there anyway, right?
I think so. I really feel like that they'll come out and support us, but we want them back. All our people that went to school at Wellborn and all our former players, they're very prideful about Wellborn. And, Wellborn's a place, like Coach Dupree was at the game when we played Moody. And, he said this at the reunion that they told me after the game was over, that, the thing about Wellborn is Wellborn people are special. They just love each other. And, our community and our schools at its best when our team is walking around with those black jerseys on Friday. I mean, that's just, we're at our best when that is happening, and we really want everybody to come back out and support, especially our alumni and our former players, because we want them to be proud of us.
Yeah, you always hear them talking about it left and right. The Thomas clan are very synonymous with Wellborn. I know that they kind of have that same idea, that mindset of Wellborn, and once you leave, you never really quite leave. You're always kind of black and white.
Well, and we've got a lot of families and generations that feel the same way. You're right. I mean, it is. Wearing that black helmet, wearing that black jersey, and walking up them steps in the field house and playing on the hill is special. And I don't think there's any place right there that feels the pride that we feel about playing on the hill. And again, our players, they know that, and they really have a sense of duty when they go out there, that they don't want to let their community down.
Well, Coach, good luck to you guys this weekend. Big game against Piedmont. Hopefully talking about a win coming up next week. That's going to do it for Panther Pride for the Week 7 edition. For Jeff Smith, I'm Chad Barnett. We'll see you again next week.